Thanks for tuning in. If you like old trains or other old stuff, please subscribe. Tonight we're talking a little bit about the Hines consolidation. This had a little blurb in April of 1949 that the consolidation was available, but they never showed an illustration of it. So let's go back in history a little bit. These are the Hines lines. In December of 1946, Hines takes out a huge 2-page ad here advertising their Mikado. Designed by Lenore, machining by Hines, and castings by Adams and Son. And for $75, you get the kit, and just plan on a minimum of 25 hours later, you too would be able to have a Mikado like this. This was used on Delta lines. The Mikado was so popular, Delta lines had 2 of them in their stables. Very popular engine. If you're starting out in vintage O-scale, you're going to find a lot of Hines Mikados. They're very popular and sold very well. The early tenders are cast aluminum. That's what that is. Outside third rail was still a thing at that time, even though 2-rail was certainly getting a gain. And about a year and a half later, Hines advertises their 080. Again, these were designed by Bill Lenore, so they're really quite lovely engines. This one has a sheet brass cab, where this one has a cast brass cab. Hines and Adams kind of went their separate ways, and Bob Pierce up in Michigan ended up doing the foundry work for them. So they were doing these 2 engines, and you'll be able to find the 080. And then in April 1949, Hines takes out this little ad. And this was the last we'd hear from Hines. So in this ad, they're advertising the Pacific, the lovely Pacific, and they also mention in fine print here our consolidation for $47.50. And they've reduced the price of the Mikado down to $49.75. And here's the beautiful Pacific they came out with. And sheet brass. You have a bronze chassis, just absolutely lovely, designed by Bill Lenore. And then here's the consolidation that they mention. They all have the very similar solid bronze chassis. Now they came out with, at this point they came out with, instead of just the aluminum tender like that, they have a sheet brass sided tender with a bronze front here. So basically the same tender again, but just in a different configuration. 1949 was a pretty bad year financially for America. So you had not a depression, but a recession. So things were not good. The O-scale market took a dive. So Hines kind of vanished. Next time we hear from them is 1952, where Siemens takes over their line out in Kansas for a short while. And then they sell out to Bob Pierce, who was the founder for most of these, starting about 56. And he continued the line, but only offering chassis for the Pacific and chassis for the consolidation, not complete engines. He did offer complete engines in the 080 and the Mikado, which may be old stock that he had. We don't know, but again, he just offered strictly chassis for the Pacific and the consolidation. So, without further ado, we'll run the consolidation one more time. Thank you. We're pulling some lowball cars. Most were pre-war. Good luck on your hunt for vintage O scale.